right, hello. I've got a microphone coming into something. I'm not sure. I can't monitor it, so hopefully you can hear me. Test, test, test. This is, I'm just going to do a simple demo of a very basic thing, which I love doing, which is pinging a filter. You can use a filter. You know, filters are, they shape the sound coming through them. And then there's resonance. I was gonna. There's a draw. Hang on, I'll draw. I'll use a piece of paper. Basic information about filters here. But yeah, this is a very a great technique that's pretty straightforward, and I've heard a lot of people wondering how. Uh-oh, left ear. Check, check. Let me go into here. Audio properties. That's not advanced audio properties. Sorry, I wish I could loop back. Audio. It is mono. Oh, nope, don't want that one. This one. Check, check. Okay. Hopefully it's in both ears now. All right. This is going to be how a filter works. So you've got, I don't know, I hadn't actually planned drawing anything, but you know, if you have all the frequencies of a sound coming in, what you do with a filter is, like, if you have all the frequencies coming in, this is everything passing through, low frequencies and high frequencies. When you turn the filter cutoff, if it's a low pass filter, it will only pass through low frequencies, and it's going to make the shape of the frequencies that are coming through look more like that. So these are higher frequencies up here, and they're cutting off. And that's the wow sound as you change that, which is a great sound. And then resonance, that's what this is all about. Resonance is when you turn up the resonance, what it actually does is, at this point, right at the cutoff frequency, the frequency where it's cutting off, this is low frequencies going up to high frequencies. What it does is it boosts it a little bit, and then you can turn up the resonance more, and it boosts it more. And what that does is it gives it sort of, like, it really hollows out that particular frequency. And of course you can adjust that back and forth with the cutoff knob. And now what happens is, if you turn the resonance all the way up, or up past a certain point, it starts self-oscillating. So it'll just start whistling at that point. It'll create a sine wave right at that frequency. Okay, this is my most basic filter. This is the AI synthesis. What is it? 004. It's a OTA filter. There are different types of filters depending on the architecture of the components inside it, and this one's based on the, or it's the same, similar to the one that's used in the classic Korg MS-20 filter, I think. So anyway, here I'm going to patch out of this filter into the output, going into the computer. So this is the frequency cutoff knob here, so that changes the frequency of what's, there's nothing's going through it right now. And then this is the resonance. Now this is a very loud filter. It gets noisy fast, so it's very touchy where it cuts off. But there, that's when I'm turning the resonance all the way up past a certain point, past a threshold. It starts to self-oscillate, and then this is the frequency where it's cutting off. Now I actually I set up this little oscilloscope app. Which it turns out is actually not helping us any. I was hoping I could use that instead of drawing on paper for the cutoff, but I realized that I'd have to do some other things for that. So anyway, short story long. I'm now going to talk about pinging a filter. So when you ping a filter, what's happening is you're sending a little burst of sound into the input. Now, normally it would shape whatever's coming into it. It would, if it had a, here's, I'm going to send another, this is another filter here, and I'll just send a sine wave out of this one into, just like what we did, into this filter. Okay, now we're listening to this filter through this filter. And because it's a sine wave, it's actually not giving us a really, doesn't sound like too much, but I'm turning the resonance up. You hear that? Wow. Okay, so that's just sending a tone into it the way that you would normally use a filter to filter sound. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a little ping of sound, a burst of just a. So the first thing we're going to send in is using this Korg SQ1 sequencer, gate out. I'm just going to put the gate out, and so the gate is just a clock tick. It's just going tick, 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 sending a burst of voltage out of it, which you would normally put into something else, which would read the burst of voltage as a clock. But instead, I'm going to put this into the input of this filter, just the audio input. So I'm going to start this up. And here it's just going tick, tick, tick. And that's just a little burst of energy. Now, we can filter it too. Oh, this is just totally unfiltered, since this is in low pass mode. You're filtering out the higher end, so it's going thump, thump, thump. Now, this is where the magic happens. I'm going to turn up the resonance, and what you want to do is you have to turn it up. I turn it all the way up. Then it's just oscillating like we did before. But what you want to do is find the threshold, so it's just about to oscillate on its own, but it doesn't. This is a very sensitive one here, so. Pull it back a little bit, and there we go. You can tune what frequency you want that to be. There. That's it. That's pinging a filter. So you can do other things with it. So first off, I'm going to run it through a delay. This is the Pittsburgh Lifeforms analog delay. So it's a bucket brigade delay. It's a pretty clean one. Sound a little nicer. Now I'm going to turn on reverb. This is the Valhalla DSP Valhalla room, just in a small wooden room mode. Turning it on now. And that's, I think I'm going to turn it down. Right now that's 20%. I want less. Just a touch of reverb so it feels like we're in a real room. This is about 9% mix. Like a 1 second decay. This is in the computer. I usually put this reverb on. I like it a lot. Now, I'm going to start having some more fun. So I'm going to plug the CV out of the sequencer into the cutoff frequency. So this is the cutoff frequency, which the CV input, which basically is going to automatically change that knob.